The main guy that I would love to get locked in a room with is this Danny Bradley fuck.
Oh man, Biz just dropped a new video about the altercation at Houston's. We got a lot to talk about. Don't move a muscle, stick around.
The main guy that I would love to get locked in a room with is this Danny Bradley fuck. He was the one I described to having the lime green shirt. Now, after I said my piece on the last podcast, I didn't know any of these guys' history, right? My assumption was these guys were on a golf trip. They had one too many cocktails. They ended up coming over to Houston's. It was the wrong setting for them. And they just had poor judgment, were being complete assholes. And then we ended up getting into the debacle that we got into. Well, sure as shit, not only a day later, maybe a little after 24 hours, this gentleman online, he goes by the name of Shay Stevens. He ends up dropping a video where these hooligans were at a golf club just hours before in the Scottsdale area. They'd finished a round, and at 6 o'clock at this Raven golf course, the bar closes. Well, these gentlemen wanted another cocktail, and they didn't want the bar to close. Well, this Danny Bradley surveillance video ends up coming out of him assaulting one of the staff members, and in the meanwhile, ends up connecting with one of the waitresses as well. Now, for any of you following this case, you've probably been on our Twitter accounts, and we've been retweeting and posting this video. This is exactly what went down at the Houstons, okay? Because after the incident, you're thinking to yourself, and even some comments online from about, let's say, a few percent of the people commenting, you shouldn't stick your nose in other people's business. And although, partly that is true, I shouldn't. But when I look over for 30 seconds and see that same fucking look in Danny Bradley and those hooligans' eyes as you see in that video of them assaulting the people at the golf club, I just got to go with my intuition. And maybe I should have just sat down and waited for my traditional salad from Houston's and minded my own business. But what if that fucking Danny Bradley cocks his right and ends up feeding one of those managers at Houston that same right hook that he did at the golf club? What if one of those guys drop and next thing you know, they got a conky, or even worse, they fucking hit their head and they're on a fucking breathing tube? So I used my judgment looking over there by the bar area to know that something was up. And after he was in the manager's face, even when he backed up just a little bit, the stance that he had told me, this guy's just waiting for the manager to say something that he doesn't like until he feeds his fucking jaw with a right. Hey, and credit to Danny Bradley. He has some good hands. He can throw down, and I think he caught me with a couple. And I never really got a chance to get him because of all the fucking hyenas that were surrounding me the entire time. But I'll tell you what, if these fucking guys don't show up for their court date, and I'm gonna let the legal system take their approach and handle the business accordingly. But if him and those other fucks avoid it and they try to keep hiding, I'm gonna do anything in my fucking power to smoke them out. That is a fucking promise, my friend. That is a fucking promise.
Listen, Biz should never have had to defend his actions at Houston, okay? I understand that, he probably should have kept to himself and maybe let the police or somebody else deal with the situation at hand with these, 6-7 golfers that were causing a fight. But I'll tell you, nowadays, very few people will get up and involve themselves in an altercation to try and help. Because since these guys had a tendency to break up restaurants and bars, like at the golf club, things could have gotten way worse for the staff at Houston's had Biz not jumped in. So, in my opinion, Biz is a hero. He really is. I am a fan of Biz, even though he hates my Rangers, even though everyone hates the Rangers right now. He did a good thing. He did a good deed to try and help some people. And I think for that, we have to thank him. So in the comment section, comment, thank you, Biz, because we definitely want to hear from you. And if you love watching hockey content, make sure to subscribe with all notifications, like, and share for more.